'Twas the night before Christmas, but COVID was here, so we all had to stay extra cautious this year. Our masks were all hung by the chimney with care in case Santa forgot his and needed a spare. With COVID, we couldn't leave cookies and cake, so we left Santa a hand sanitizer to take. The children were sleeping, the brave little tots. The ones over 5 had just had their first shots. And Mom in her kerchief and me in my cap had settled in for a long winter's nap. But we tossed and turned all night in our beds as visions of variants danced in our heads. Gamma and Delta and Omicron, these COVID mutations that go on and on. I thought to myself, if this doesn't get better, I'll soon be familiar with every Greek letter. Then just as I started to drift off and doze, a clatter of noise from the front lawn arose. I leapt from my bed and ran straight down the stair. I opened the door and an old gent stood there. His 95 mask made him look pretty weird, but I knew who he was by the red suit and beard. I kept 6 feet away, but blurted out quick, "What are you doing here, jolly Saint Nick?" Then I said, "Where's your presents, your reindeer and sleigh? Don't you know that tomorrow will be Christmas Day?" And Santa stood there looking sad in the snow as he started to tell me a long tale of woe. He said he'd been stuck at the North Pole alone. All the white-collar elves had been working from home. And most of the others said, Santa, don't hire us. We can live off that CERB now, thanks to the virus. Those left in the toy shop had little to do with the supply chain disruptions. They could make nothing new. And as for reindeer, they're all gone away. None of them left to pull his sleigh. He said Dasher and Dancer were in quarantine. Prancer and Vixen refused the vaccine. Comet and Cubit were in ICU. So were Donner and Blitzen. They may not pull through. And Rudolph's career can't be resurrected. With his shiny red nose, they all think he's infected. Even with his old sleigh, Santa couldn't go far. Every border to cross needs a new PCR. Santa sighed as he told me how nice it would be if children could once again sit on his knee. He couldn't care less if they're naughty or nice, but they have to show proof that they've had their shot twice. But then the old twinkle returned to his eye, and he said that he'd brought me a Christmas surprise. When I unwrapped the box and opened it wide, starlight and rainbows streamed out from inside. Some letters whirled around and blew up in the sky. They spelled out a word that was 40 feet high. There was first an H, then an O, then a P. Then I saw it spelled hope when I added the E. Christmas magic, said Santa as he smiled through his beard. Then suddenly all the reindeer appeared. He jumped into his sleigh and he waved me goodbye. Then he soared over rooftops and into the sky. I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Get your vaccines, my friends. Merry Christmas, good night." Then I went back to bed and a sweet Christmas dream of a world when we'd finished with COVID-19. Isn't that cute as shit?